right? So I am still, like I said, I'm still doing the intuitive readings, but they're going to be different. They're going to be everything that comes out that's going to help you, right, for your highest and greatest good. But it's not going to be specific things happening in your life, because I understand that you can change that, and that's the most important thing that you know, right? That's the most important thing that you know, okay? You are the one in control of your own life. You decide what happens in your own life. You're going to someone for them to tap into your current energy, which yes, they absolutely will. Let's say they say something that you don't like. Now you're stuck on that thing that they don't like. Now it's definitely going to happen. Well, it was going to happen if you never change your energy, right? But what if you change your energy to get the life that you want, to be the person that you want? What if you change the subconscious program that you're running from to get all of your desires, to get all of your dreams, to get all of your manifestations, to never settle for less, never settle, right? Your energy can change instantly. Every single moment is a new moment. You can be different right now than the last moment that's just gone. But it requires you to change what's going on within you, okay? So I have a love-hate relationship with readings. I do think they're absolutely great, yeah. But I genuinely think the best thing is that you understand you are the creator. You're co-creating with the universe, okay? And I always just think, yes, I know that you can tap into the energy and see things that have happened and what's going to happen in your current state. But if you're co-creating with the universe, right, and you get to decide what happens and you get to change your energy, which changes your life, imagine you're in this energy, right, and you get a reading, and then that's everything that's happening, okay? You're just as equal as the person that you're getting a reading from, but because you've gone to get a reading and they've described all of that in your current state, that's all you're ever going to get. The universe is like, oh my gosh, you can have anything, you can be anyone, you can change your energy at any moment, but you've given all of your power onto this one reading. Okay? Is this making sense for you guys? It's just very, very important that you know that it's you. You're creating everything. Don't ever, ever allow someone to think that they are above you or better than you. And, you know, that's why I've always been careful when I do readings anyway. But even some readers, think about it. If you are putting that person on a pedestal, and you know you can change your energy at any time, but they've said all of this stuff to you, you've basically allowed them to be your God. You've allowed them to be what you're creating with, right? Rather than the universe, which is like, oh my gosh, dear, you can have anything, you can have it all. Not the person you got a reading from, because you've made them your creator. But God, the universe, is you're creating with, right? You know, that was the best explanation ever. I think I'm going to have to go back on this recording and like clip that, because the way that I just described that's absolutely incredible. Wow. Sometimes I say things and I'm like, wow, 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 wow. So it's all about you changing this state so you can get a different here, okay? And also I think now readings are kind of lazy. You think you're going to get a quick fix if someone's saying something to you, but then when you're getting them, you're not changing your energy. Do you get what I mean? So my love and hate relationship with them may forever live on. We'll see. But I'm always going to be very, very open with how I feel at the times, you know, with everything that I do. But you changing your energy, for example, everything in the empire, that's never ever changed. that's always been something that I will forever, ever be grateful for, right? And I've never, ever had one negative thought about it. It's always been the best thing that I've ever done for myself and for everyone. So again, I'm going to keep it very, very real and open with everything that I have, okay? Everything that I do. And even when you book a reading, right, it even says at the top, you don't need a reading, you have all the answers within you. More importantly, you can change what the answer is going to be by changing your energy. If I never changed, I would still have all of these mental illnesses. I would still have all of these addictions. I would still be who I was, okay? And then getting readings from that state, which actually I did. And you can imagine what they were like, right? So was I going to give my power away to that person? No, absolutely not. That's when things changed. I was like, you know what? Why am I relying on anything and anyone outside of me apart from myself? They don't know me better than I know me. I know me best, and I'm going to be exactly who I want to be. And I'm going to make that happen. I'm going to make that work. I'm going to be the person that would have saved my younger self and that my younger self looks up to. And in such a short amount of time, that's already happened. That was once a dream. Guys, I don't think you understand. That was once a dream. And I made it a reality just by changing my thoughts. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so great, guys. I feel a bit emotional now. Julia, you are living here right now. You are living here right now, okay? You're living in sadness. You're living in fear. You are basically putting things on a pedestal because you don't feel deserving to be placed there. So you're looking outside of you for the answers, but the answer is to change your beliefs you hold about yourself. Because again, it's the same, right? The beliefs you hold about yourself is the reason why you think the thoughts you do, and you have that feeling. Well, how is that going to change if you're just remaining the same? All you're going to get is the same. So now you're going to get that when it comes to money, relationships, family, friends, romantic partner, all of it. Do you really want to live that way? Because you can change it at any moment. Every single moment is a new moment. The only reason why people aren't living that way is because every single moment they're living in the past. So it's still a new moment, but to them it's the same moment in every single moment, right? Because they're choosing to carry the pain from the past, bring it into the present moment, and therefore create with it for their future. But you're still choosing to do that. You're still choosing to live every single day the same day on repeat. Oh my gosh, thank you, King, for doing that. You're still choosing, okay, to be sad, to be miserable, to be whatever it is that you're being. It's a choice. And any single moment you can change. Any single moment you can change, okay? The reason as well, Julia, that you think it's too good to be true is because you've never experienced it, because you've never believed in anything greater than fear. And so you've only ever seen fear all around you. So for someone to tell you something coming from a higher perspective, but you've not seen it yet, again, it requires you to believe in something greater than how you feel. And then you'll be able to experience it. And the same with everyone in here, okay? Let's go back to the radio channel. You're on Radio 1, and that's all you've ever known. All you ever know is Radio 1, okay? So you listen to the songs, the presenters, and it's all on Radio 1. Someone's telling you about XFM, and we changed it now to XFM. Someone's telling you about XFM and all the music and the DJs and the whatever, but you're only aware of Radio 1. So you kind of may understand, you may not, right? It doesn't really matter how you feel. You may think they're chatting shit because you've never experienced it before, okay? But the only way that you're going to be able to experience XFM is if you change the frequency, because you're on Radio 1 right now, okay? If you remain on Radio 1 and someone's telling you about XFM, but all you know is Radio 1, you're never going to experience it. So you're going to live in the, oh yeah, but what if this? Oh yeah, but oh, that's not true. Oh, well, whatever. It doesn't matter. All of these thoughts will come up, okay? You'll only ever experience XFM if you change the frequency, right? And changing the frequency in this case is changing your thoughts, okay? Because you are experiencing the inside out. And if you're holding on to pain from the past, okay? If you are an individual that is living the same day on repeat, you're seeing life through the lens of pain. So all you know is pain because it's all you've ever been. Again, you have to believe in something greater than how you feel. And this is why the Empire is absolutely phenomenal. Theta hacking is a tool in there, absolutely incredible. Because you're actually becoming the conscious creator now. You're not continuously creating on by default. Because that's not going to be fun. It's going to be boring. It's going to be miserable. You're going to feel stuck because you're living the same day expecting something different. You're doing the exact same thing, expecting a different result. It's never going to happen. So by actively implementing these, how to say that? By actively implementing these tools and techniques, you are actually rewiring the neurons, right? It's all scientific. If you want to get into the quantum physics, quantum mechanics, it's all there. It's scientifically there. But I didn't get it from a science base. I got it from a knowingness of all of this, right? I just know energy. I know how it works. I've always been able to read energy. I've always understood how this game of life works ever since a child. And my childhood worked exactly the way that it did for me to have this knowing and understanding. Okay, when you're living in absolute or constant state of fear, you understand how life works. Because once you're away from that, what? Everything's perfect now? No, because the subconscious has every single belief you picked up as a child. And that's how you see life, right? And that's why cycles repeat, patterns repeat. You meet the same person, different body until you learn the lesson, okay? And the only way you're going to change what's going on outside is if you change what's going on internally. Matter will not change when the mind remains the same. It's impossible. You can try it for yourself, but all you'll get is more waiting, because that's the energy that you'll be in. You're waiting for things to be different, right? Because you're staying the same, waiting. What do you get? You get more reasons for the need to wait. The same with sadness, right? Or anything, any emotion. If you're staying in that emotion until something changes outside of you for you to be different, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Just think about maybe people in your life, right? Or you, for an example. Okay? If you're currently here and you're sad or you're scared, how is your everyday like? You're sad and you're scared. Things happen and you're scared. You have a conversation and you're scared. You have an interaction with someone and you're scared. Sadness. You go out, something happens and you're sad. You put on the news, something's said and you're sad. You go on your phone, you get a message from someone and you're sad. You go out, you have a conversation with someone, now you're sad. See? You're waiting for things to be different, for you to feel differently. That's not going to happen. You'll be waiting forever. You will be waiting forever if that's you. Okay? Exactly, Julia. Exactly. You are the one that's creating. creating with the universe. You're using your own imagination, right? This is the thing that I love as well about Neville Goddard. So he wanted a wife. He used, the fact that he assumed he already had one. Every single day for a week, it was 7 days, he would go to sleep thinking that he had a wedding ring on his finger, right? He didn't actually, but to him he did. On the 7th day, he actually met the woman that turned out to be his wife. So do you see how that worked? It didn't work, him searching, chasing, trying to find it outside of him. He decided that this is what he wanted, and he already had it, and then he got it. Okay? That is the same as what I'm teaching you right now. Because if you decide that you already have sadness and you've got it, guess what? The universe gives you that. How incredible. The universe gives you a relationship with money that's sad, a relationship with family that's sad, a relationship with friends that's sad, a relationship with your SP that's sad, and your boss. How incredible is that? Right? It's giving you exactly what it believes you want. It's not going to fault you. Every single moment of every single day is giving you exactly what it believes you want. Without a doubt. It never, ever, ever makes a mistake. It's never made a mistake. Everything's always on time. Every conversation's always on time. Everything's always happening to validate that yes, you are sad. Because the universe thinks you want more of that. So that's not going to change just because you want it to. You have to change to become the thing you want, and voila. Now you'll get to experience that in all areas. This is, honestly, it's priceless information, because it's what people can go their whole life wanting to find the answer for, but never quite getting there. Going through the same cycles, the same patterns over and over and over and over and over. Meeting the same person in a different body over and over and over. Really wanting things to be different, but not understanding how you get what you want. Because you get who you are, and that's what the universe believes that you want. That's how you communicate. Right? That's how it goes. So inside out, holographic, you're experiencing like a hologram, reflected from the mind's eye, your imagination. Did you even know that everything you're seeing is not even there? It's not actually real. You're having it as an experience, but it's not actually there. And do you also know that everything that you're seeing is flipped? So it's actually all upside down. And nothing is actually here. The experience is. Because the consciousness is projected into this body to have this time-space reality. Once this body, it comes to the end of your human experience, where do you think the consciousness is going to go? Are you going to have this experience here? No, because this is not real. Things are not real. The experience is. You are actually having a real experience, absolutely. But it's the experience that makes it real, not the things that you're looking at. That's not what's real. It's the experience. It's what's coming from within you. Okay? How you feel from within is how you're going to have every experience outside of yourself. Any insecurities, any doubts, any worries, any fears, and they'll be amplified for you to experience. Okay? Any love, any peace, any joy, and it'll be amplified for you to experience. But remember, it's coming from the inside out, not the outside in. That's what a victim would think. Okay? but a victim lacks the awareness that they're co-creating with the universe. Let me give you an example of a victim, okay? So, a victim is someone that keeps thinking thoughts that make them sad, right? And so the universe is giving them experiences to add on to their sadness, okay? A victim is getting annoyed at all of these experiences because to them it's making them sad without realizing, no, that's not what's going on. The universe is matching your energy. Mirror, reflection. You're getting you back at yourself. So you're not really upset at any of these things. You're upset with yourself. You're upset with the beliefs that you hold about yourself because they don't make you feel good. Of course they don't. If you're living in sadness, of course the beliefs that you hold about yourself don't make you feel good. They'll be very negative. They'll be very limiting. You know, examples could be, I don't feel good enough. I don't feel worthy. That can't be me. Looking at someone feeling jealous rather than inspired. You know, looking at someone thinking, oh, I wish that could be me, but it never could. All of that. And so you're not really sad at any of this. You're sad with yourself. And if you want to change any of this, you must change what's going on within you. Otherwise, nothing will ever change. And you would have spent your whole life wishing things were different, waiting for things to be different, wanting things to be different, but never actually experiencing the difference. Why? Because you stayed the same. You were just waiting for a time that things were different. But you are creating with the universe from your state of being. Okay? STZZZ, guys, I highly recommend the Empire for you guys. Look at the Christmas special bundle. You get everything that I have to offer in there. Absolutely phenomenal. You guys in here, I highly recommend the Empire. If you want to start off with one thing, theta hacking. But I must say, theta hacking is already in the Empire, and also everyone that gets theta hacking always joins the Empire. Okay, so I'm just going to put that out there for you guys. Let me see what comments we have. Julia, you already know how to. It's just that, are you willing to? Or are you going to stay the same? The solution's there. I can't force you to do it. You have to want to become the person you want to be and live that life. If you don't want it enough, you never will. And that's the truth. The solution's there. It's if you're ready for it and if you're going to use it. And if you don't do it today, you won't do it tomorrow. You won't do it next week. You won't do it next year. You won't do it 10 years. You'll come to the end of your life, think, oh, wow, yeah, it was the same. I lived the same day over and over. Because that's the majority of my clients, that the same thing they say. Oh, I feel stuck. I feel like I'm living the same day on repeat. I feel like nothing's changing. So you can be one of them who doesn't do anything about it, or you can change the beliefs that you hold about yourself. You can change your energy. Right. Thank you, King, for being here. So does everyone understand that? Is it going in and not just in and out? Is it fully going in and are you grasping what I'm saying? Because if you are, this would change everything for you, just this live. Now you would understand how everything's always been. Which is, it's the most like light bulb thing ever. Because you realize it's not that people hate you, it's just that you hate your own energy. It's not that people are irritated by you or you're irritated by people, it's that you're irritated with your own energy. You don't like what you're doing inside, in your own imagination. You don't like the thoughts you think, you don't like the beliefs that you hold, you don't like that feeling. Well, that's incredible, because that's only your responsibility to change. I think that's absolutely incredible, because it is no one's job to get you your life that you want. I think that's absolutely incredible, because you can go through life blaming, oh, well, I'm not where I'm meant to be because of this person. I'm not where I should be because of, no, that's bullshit. You're not where you don't want to be because of you, not because of anyone else. You are in control of how you feel. You are in control of the thoughts that you think. You are in control of the beliefs you hold. It's all you. And if you don't like what's going on within you, you have to change it, because you're not going to enjoy your life if not. If you don't like your own company, how are you going to like other people's company? If you don't like being on your own, how are you going to like being with people? If you don't feel safe in your own body, how are you going to feel safe in life? If you don't feel secure in your own body, how are you going to feel secure in life? Right? If you don't have love for yourself, how are you going to experience feeling loved? If you're not doing these things to yourself, how are you going to have it as an experience? What have I said at the beginning? It's the experiences that make life real. So if you're not doing the thing that you want to experience, you'll never get it to experience. And the most perfect example of this is relationships. Think about the amount of people that are in relationships and they want their partner to be all these types of things and the partner isn't. But the reason why their partner isn't is because they're not. So you can't expect your partner to show up and be all these things when you're not, because you won't get it. You'll get you. So if you're someone that's sneaky and doesn't trust yourself, you've now matched with someone that's also sneaky and that also doesn't trust themselves. You may want safety and security and love and joy, but that's going to lack in that relationship because you don't give yourself safety, security, love and joy. You're only going to get who you are. You get more of that. That's why you have to understand what's on the board. And the quicker that you implement the tools and techniques, everything will change for you. Everything around you will be different. You'll no longer be operating from lack. Because what is lack doing? Lack is only going to attract more lack in your life. You broadcast a signal of unworthiness, you get that back. You broadcast a signal of not feeling good enough, you get that back. You broadcast a signal of not feeling lovable, you get that back. Yes, you may be complaining about this, but again, you're just someone that lacks awareness then, because you're complaining about what you're creating rather than changing what you're creating. And so that's why I have the Empire. That's why I have theta hacking. For you to change your whole life by changing your energy. Okay? Your whole life changes when you change your energy. If you remain the same, everything can only ever be the same for you. Please understand that. The thing that you want is not outside of you. It's a different feeling that you want, because you want to have different experiences, because you want to feel different. That comes from changing the beliefs that you hold about yourself, which will change the thoughts that you think. And now that feeling shifted. Julia, theta hacking. Guys, everyone in here, if you want to start with one thing, theta hacking, I do highly recommend the Empire, okay? Highly recommend the Empire. All these things are everything that I've used on myself, by the way, guys. It's everything that I've used on me, okay? Thank you, King. This is my favorite one. It's not even a month, not performing all the tools, and I feel fearless. That's my favorite one. Okay, that one and this one. The program is a life changer. It allows you to live and not only survive. Those two are my absolute favorite. And by the way, there's so many. So many. But those two are my favorite out of all of them. Because that is truly the gift of life, is to be able to show up and be authentically who you are, to feel safe in your own energy, to feel secure in your own energy, to actually live and not just survive, not be in fight and flight mode, suffering, barely getting by. No, to actually live, right? To have no fear, okay? Where's that one? These are my two favorite. And there's people that have got their new house, they've got, you know, businesses, they've got all this money. I don't care about any of that. My favorite, I mean, I care for them, obviously, I'm so happy. But what I mean by that is my favorite ones is these ones. Because if you are living a life and you're not scared, think about the possibilities. They're endless. Because you're not broadcasting the signal of fear. Fear is stopping you from progressing. Fear is holding you back. Fear will be the thing that stops you from living your life. Okay? So those two, my absolute favorite. Absolute favorite. And these are just ordinary people. Just like you and me, there's no difference. The only difference is they've changed their mindset. Whereas you are where you are right now, but you can change. That's the thing. You don't have to keep living in fear, to keep living in fight and flight, to keep living in suffering. You can change your energy, which will change absolutely everything. Thank you. You want to experience real change, you must change from within. Okay? Is theta hacking? Theta hacking could be all you'd ever need. All of the tools and techniques in the Empire, you could just use one forever. You just have to be consistent with something that's changing your beliefs, right? The Empire is just so fun. It's got so many different ones you can choose from. And then throughout your life, you might want to change, mix it up a bit. You might want to do all of them all the time. You'll have your favorites. Healing is really just stepping into creator mode. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be enjoyable. It's supposed to be the best thing that happens to you. And it absolutely was for me. It's not supposed to be daunting and tiring and oh, I can't be arsed. What? You're actively changing your energy to become the person you want to be, living that life. That's the most fun thing ever. So I highly recommend the Empire just because of everything that you get in there, Julia. You also get one-on-one access, email access support with me. You get a guided meditation in there as well. You get the sheet that's the homework with all the different tools on there. And you get a booklet as well to track your positive thinking over a 30-day period. And then you can start from the beginning. So the Empire is the OG and I recommend it for everyone, okay? And if you get the Empire, you also have theta hacking in there as a technique, but you can also get the course on theta hacking as well. So if you get the Empire, you can get the separate course on that as well, okay? Thank you so much, Sarah, for the follow. Oops, let me go back. There we go. Is it a book? No, it's a mentorship. It's 22 videos with 22 audios. When it was made, we did it every single week. So you can do it every single week. Obviously, it comes as a package, so you can do it at your own pace. One-on-one email access support, a guided meditation in there, homework sheet that just has all the tools and techniques mentioned in all the videos. You just have them all in one place for you to look at. And a booklet to track your positive thinking. You actually also get a bit about the brain as well, because I think it's important for you to understand why you feel the way you do right now and why you think the way you do. Because once you have that love and compassion for why you even think the way you do, it's easy for you to change, because you realize that it's not your fault that you are the way you are, but it absolutely is your responsibility to change that, right? So that's why I think it was really incredible to add that in there as well. So you understand how it all links back to childhood. You may have had a really traumatic childhood and now you're trying to navigate life with all this pain. Well, of course you're going to get met with more pain and more trauma, because you're co-creating with the universe and you're creating with pain. So you'll get pain in your relationships, pain when it comes to money, family, friends, all of it. And so you have to change what's going on within you, and the outside of you will change, okay? Also, guys, make sure that you are making the most of the Christmas bundle as well, because it's not going to be on there for long. Let me make that a bit bigger. If you go onto my store anyway, it is there for you to have a look at. You'll be able to see everything. There we go. Right, does anyone have any questions or any questions about anything on my store? If you haven't already as well, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube, because there's so much free content on there. Hours and hours and hours worth of free content on there for you. Inner child healing, emotions as your guide, feeling your feelings, holographic reality, manifesting, creating, all of it. Energy dynamics. So much. So everything that I have to offer on my store is just for the people that want their dream life and they want to be their dream person, you know? Tired of getting walked all over, played like a fool, disrespected, put in a box, all of that. Because you didn't come here to live small and to play it small. You came here to be who you actually truly are before all the trauma. And you heal the trauma by changing your thoughts. That's how you heal the inner child. The main thing about my life has been healing the inner child. That's been the highlight. That's been my purpose in life, is to heal my inner child. And that's why I have the Empire, because that's how I did it. I just used different tools and techniques that changed the beliefs I held about myself. I'm no longer that same person, with all the pain, with all the addictions, with all the trauma, with all the suffering, with all the fear, with all the mental illness. I healed everything. by changing my thoughts. So, the Christmas special bundle, absolutely phenomenal. Like I said, it should be 1,555, but it's only $9.99, which is absolutely incredible. Does anybody have any more questions or anything that was on the board? Thank you. Yeah, guys, theta hacking could be all you would ever need, absolutely. But if you want to try other things as well, if you want to have fun with being the creator, the Empire. How I originally started it all was I used theta hacking. That was the first thing I used. And then once it started changing my beliefs, and now I had a lot more energy and I felt happy and excited about life, I wanted to try other things now that was going to change my beliefs, right? So that's why I did the Empire, and then I had everything that I have in there is everything that I've used. And so you can do it in my order if you want, get the theta hacking and then the Empire, because that's the exact order I did it in. But again, you don't, if you get the Empire, you don't have to get the theta hacking, because you'll get that as a course anyway if you get the Empire. So it is all very, very beneficial. All very, very beneficial. You know, if you're living in confusion right now, it's because you're confused from within. You keep thinking thoughts that add on to your confusion. The beliefs you hold about yourself make you feel confused. You're not going to get clarity outside of you when you're the one signaling out confusion. All you're ever actually going to get is more confusion. Because that's what you're putting out. That's what's coming back. Thank you so much for the follow. No one's better than you. We are all the same. Right, let's go back to the board now. I'm going to go and get my other light. Oops, nearly dropped that over. Cold coffee tastes really good. Didn't even realise. There we go. Let's get this. Let's get my other light on now. There we go. So, does anybody have any questions? Should we go over this again? Always remember, mirror reflection. Mirror reflection. You're always going to get yourself. You're always going to get your own energy back. Always. No, there's no exception. Every single moment of every single day, you're always going to get back your own energy. Whatever you believe to be true is always going to be validated. You are the one that's in the imagination. You are the one that is aware of what's going on in your own imagination. You're the one with that 24/7. Constantly. Okay? Thank you, King. So where is my thing gone? Okay, let me read this again. We are all on a journey. We are all on a journey that consists of co-creating with God. Use whatever word you want, that doesn't matter. The nervous system regulation is by changing your thoughts. Any stress, you change your thoughts. Anything that doesn't feel good in your body is because of your thoughts, so change them. You don't feel safe in your body because of the beliefs that you hold about yourself, making you insecure and therefore living in fear from within. Insecurity is a feeling, right? You don't feel secure in your body. So if you keep signaling out insecurity, the universe is always going to match that. Okay, let's do fear. If you keep signaling out fear, the universe is always going to match that by making sure it gives you more. Where is this going to come from? Money will add on to your fear. Relationships will add on to your fear. Objects will add on to your fear. You know, surroundings will add on to your fear. All people will, including strangers or whoever. Do you see how it works now? So you can change that to anything. It's the same. This is what you are using to co-create with. All of this is just the confirmation. It is your validation for what you're doing. Okay? All of this outside of you is your validation for what you are doing from within. You are co-creating with the universe from within, and the universe's job is just to make sure you get your creation. That's how you co-create, okay? It's like it's a partnership. You're responsible for the creation, okay, for what you actually want to experience, but the universe is responsible for providing it, right? So the universe will provide it in the outside, everything outside of you, in the people, in the objects, in the relationships, the money, the surroundings, and this is why it's co-creating. You are responsible from what you actually want to experience, right? You are responsible for what you want to have as an experience. The universe is responsible for showing it to you, for providing it for you. So do you see how it is? It's a partnership. And people that don't have God in their life, you can see the life they live. Because they're trying to rely fully everything on themselves. Well, they are living like this and they're just getting fear back. They're still co-creating, but they're ignoring that. So the universe is still doing its thing. It's just giving it fear when it could be giving it love or joy and peace. So it's still working even if you don't believe. And the reason why you don't believe is because you think, well, I wouldn't be experiencing this. Well, no, it's that you believe in the fear, so you're experiencing fear. You know, you'll experience something new once you believe in that something new. You see it when you believe it. Not, oh, I'll believe it when I see it. How does that make sense? How does that make sense? I'll believe it when I see it. You're never going to see it then. You're only ever going to see what you've always seen. Because that's what you believe. See? Oh my gosh, guys. This is, oh. So you can change that to anything. Absolutely anything. This was just an example. If you're living in fear, you're living disconnected from your own heart. You're living through your head, through your ego, through a limited aspect of who you are. Okay? If it's love, completely different, completely different. And you'll feel that and you'll experience that. But it can't be faked and it can't be deceived. Because you're always going to be met with how you actually feel from within, right? So there's no such thing as deceiving. You can't deceive yourself. You know how you feel. And you'll always be met with that. So you can change that to anything. Absolutely anything. It doesn't matter. This is what you are responsible for. It's not your fault, you may feel like that, but it's your responsibility if you want to change your life, because you have to change that. And you do that by changing your beliefs. Because how is this person going to experience their life? Shame in their surroundings, shame when it comes to money, when it comes to relationship, when it comes to material items, when it comes to people. See? It's the same thing. It is the same thing. Change that to insecurity, you'll get the same thing, insecurity. That is your responsibility. This is the universe's responsibility to make sure it's matching what you're responsible for. Okay? So guys, I hope this has really helped. I think there's been so many points in here that I'm like, wow, I kind of want to go back and like clip it and stuff. So I might post this specific one. Let me write the date down. I'm going to post this one. And also the other one as well that was from today, a little bit earlier when I came on. Let me just write it down. But yeah, I'm going to be posting these onto YouTube. So do make sure that you are following. What is the date today? It's the 9th. The 9th. And then it is both of them, so it's 2. There we go. I'm going to put them onto YouTube because this has been absolutely phenomenal. Again, guys, this information is absolutely priceless. If you actually are like understanding, and I mean from a level of awareness, like if you're actually getting what I'm saying, your life will change just from these lives. Because you understand what's happening, you understand how everything's working. And if you want to get your dream life as your dream person, again, the Empire, the absolute OG, miracle worker, absolute miracle worker, okay? Just, I love it so, so much. And theta hacking as well. And guys, go and read the testimonials. You know, just go and have a look what people have said. It's phenomenal. I'm not surprised, but it does make me so happy even now reading them. At the end of the day, I already knew it was going to work. I already knew I was going to get these like reviews and stuff. But it is still a great feeling to read them all and to experience what you guys are experiencing. Like it feels amazing. And the best feeling is seeing other people happy. Seeing other people truly living a life they love. That's the best feeling for me. Honestly. Because everything's energy and you get to feel that energy. So, thank you guys for being here. Do make sure you check out my store. Make the most of the Christmas special bundle. Again, absolutely phenomenal, and it won't be on for long. But yeah, I'm going to post these as well onto YouTube. So go and have a look on there as well, guys. And these will be posted. I'm not sure when, but at some point. So have a look on there. Thank you guys. Bye.